Hello! Hopefully you guys can hear me, see me okay, and all of that stuff. Hey Lunar! Hello, hello! Do me a favor, guys. Put a 1 in the chat if everything looks and sounds okay to you. Hello, Carolia Grace. Oh, yay! Well, welcome! We are happy to have you here. Yay, thank you guys. Hello, Shema. Shema? Perfect. Thank you. This is your namesake. Yeah, I am excited for this. I found this deck and the Essentials Tarot from Liminal 11 at Target in the book section, and like they're legitimate decks, so that's exciting. It's not just a website now, they're carrying decks and witchy books alongside their other books, so that was really cool to see. Like, we are becoming very mainstream, so I'm excited about that. Yay. So how is everyone? Let's chit chat before we get started. The Moon Oracle? I don't have that one, but it's on the list. Oh my goodness. It's like second day hair today. Yeah, I'm excited. It looks pretty interesting. So, and I just picked it up like 2 days ago, so that's awesome. Yay! Oh my god, Ashley, congratulations! Yay! Oh my goodness. That is so exciting. Oh, I made you buy 2 decks. I know, I love Target so much. I have been doing very well by sticking to just my list and not diverting from my list when I go down the aisles. So Target, I could spend hours in there. The ones that are close by me, they don't really have any good clearance items. But oh my gosh, there was this one Target that I used to live by, and it would have fantastic items on clearance for like really good prices. And I'm sad that it's not like that anymore, because like I bought a bunch of neat clothes and stuff for the home, all, you know, relatively inexpensive, but now I'm hard pressed to find any decent clearance items that I need. Hello, Amaryllis. Oh, welcome, welcome. Oh, Mystified, awesome. Yeah, we'll pull cards from this deck to see how it reads. Target is very dangerous. Hey, Jake, thanks for checking in. We love it when you can make it. Zoom call? Oh, that's awesome. Oh, that's awful. I hate when that happens. When, like, there's a store or a shop that you really enjoy and it's convenient, and then it closes because it's not as successful, or, you know, existential circumstances. Yeah, that's awful. Yeah, Amazon is totes dangerous. Oh my gosh. There's a limit that I get to spend on there. I check my orders, and then I check for like new decks or something that I need, and then I get off. Everything gets put in wish lists though. I'm like, okay, don't need to spend it now, but I can go get it later. And I try not to shop. If I can find it somewhere else, I try not to shop on Amazon, just because all of the above that goes on, right? Oh, I love the Disney Tarot. It is legitimately one of my top decks. It's just fantastic. I'm waiting for the Alice in Wonderland Tarot, and I figured out specific release to Barnes & Noble. So I think there's a different packaging, and there might be like some other thing going on in the guidebook, but it's specifically like an exclusive to Barnes & Noble. So the one I pre-ordered on Amazon is not the same. So I keep debating whether or not I want to go and get the one from Barnes, just because it keeps getting pushed back. So hi Robin, hi Fox. Feed is glitching again. It looks good on my end. We're gonna hope that it doesn't try anything ridiculous today, because I am not in the mood. I tried editing some stuff on the program, so hopefully it is fixed, but we'll see. If anything, we'll just have to play it by ear. Is glitching on your end too? Yeah, it is not showing me any issues on the program. I swear to God, if I have to go back to doing it on my phone, I'm going to be so upset. We're just going to roll with it today. I just don't know what else at this point to do. But anyway, it is the top of the hour, and we can get started. I do have a cough drop in my mouth, just if you hear any weird, clicking or whatever, it's the cough drop. Oh yeah, you got to be careful with eBay and Etsy when you buy stuff on there. You have to really know exactly what the packaging looks like. You have to know, like, if you haven't seen my video on counterfeit decks, it's a public service announcement. Check it out. It will help you when identifying counterfeit or copyright decks. Actually, US Game Systems released on their Instagram, like, they're having an immense amount of people emailing them in their support email about how all of these customers are finding no guidebook in their deck and missing cards and this, that, and the other. And they're like, that shouldn't be happening. So keep a lookout for all of those things. It is rampant right now. So whenever I post a link in my description box for you guys to purchase the decks, it's always going to be legitimate links that I source out myself. So again, if you are having a deck with a QR code on the back to get your guidebook, that is a counterfeit deck. You will never see a QR code on legitimately purchased decks. So keep that in mind. Hi Joan, welcome, welcome. Technology is very fickle. It's a very fickle thing for me. I'm still learning some things. I'm still learning about Twitch and how to work things out over there. It's just never ending. So, I really appreciate your guys' patience with all of this, because once I figure out one platform, then, then I'm good. And then the next platform, I gotta figure it out. So it's just never ending. All right. How many decks do I own? I actually haven't counted in quite some time. I know for both tarot and oracle, I have over 100 of each. So yeah, it's pretty bad. It's pretty bad, yeah. So there's independently published decks that are sold through Etsy, but if you are trying to find like something like this, where it is mass produced, you have to be careful about what Etsy sites you visit to get those, because they could be used, or they could be counterfeit, or they could be, perfectly fine. But you're probably not going to be purchasing a mass-produced deck from Etsy. So it might be marked up. It might be used. Like we said, you just have to be very careful. Yeah, it's like a foil. So hi, Rowan. All right, let's get into it. Okay, so we are taking a look at the Lunar Oracle. This is by Liberty Phi. Harness the power of the moon, 36 cards, and a guidebook. So the back. This is published by O Editions. It retails for $24.95 in the US, $19.99 in the UK. And then again, if you're just coming in, I have linked in the description box below where you can purchase this legitimately. Hey Geneva. Yeah, usually price is a huge indicator. Alright, so I'm just going to read a little bit about here, about the back, so you guys can see what you're getting into. The world far for a little guidance. Harnessing the power of the moon can transform your life for the better. Working with the moon's mystery and its meaning, esoteric practitioner Liberty Phi, hopefully I'm saying that correctly, guides you through the moon's relevance to modern life, featuring 36 oracle cards and a 144-page guidebook. Lunar Oracle will enable you to understand the moon and will undoubtedly introduce some lunar magic into your life. Liberty will teach you several ways to read the cards, whether it's for setting new moon intentions, ooh, I like that, or daily for oracle readings and inspirations. They will become a staple in your life. Also included in the book are insights into those essential oils, gemstones, and lunar deities who can assist you in your lunar intentions, as well as keeping a moon journal, which will further improve your understanding. Life is never static and change always occurs. This knowledge is our friend and not something to be feared. The Lunar Oracle will teach you to trust the moon's constancy and continual disappearance and reemergence over the course of the lunar cycle, and will empower you to embrace the magic of the moon. But I have to say, I am loving this packaging. It is a little bit big, but whoop, it is just stunning. So 12 moon cards, full moon, new moon, 12 wild cards, and a guidebook. So very cool. Australian dollars sucks right now. Oh, hey Van. I know, there's a lot going on in the world, isn't there? Oh my gosh, those cards are huge. That's my hand. It's usually a good indicator of what the size of the cards are. This is the Hay House deck. So that's a big card there. I'm not mad at that. We'll see how it shuffles though. Right? Very pretty. So before we get into the flip through, I just want to take a look if there's anything particular we need to know. Ooh, got bent. We have a table of contents. Okay, how to use the book and the cards. Let's go there. Oh, wow. Okay, I feel like we can figure out how to use the book. So how to use the cards. Along with your understanding of the moon and information from this book, use your moon card's wisdom to assist you in any new moon or full moon rituals or to celebrate their culmination. Keep a journal to record the relevant details of the ritual and affirmatory processes that the cards reveal to you. This will help you to focus on the readings. Over time, you will see how the moon's gentle wisdom assists you, reflecting light on life's sure and steady progress and providing assurance. 12 full moon, 12 wild. To check the phasing of the moon's cycle, you can easily Google online or download a lunar app. Alright. Daily Oracle. Moon cycles. This is awesome. Okay, so lots of information. Keeping a journal. I like this. Eclipses. Lunar conception. Wow. Oh my god, gardening by the moon. We love it. There's a lot in here. And then here's the that. Alright. Then it goes into the deities. Oh my gosh. So much information. Okay. So, oh, there's essential oils. I just kind of want to see if there's any other things in here. There's a lot going on. New moon ritual, full moon ritual. Okay, alright. So it looks like we don't really need it need the cards as... We don't need a guidebook to go along with the cards, really. This is more for information. I'm here for it. Worm Moon, yeah. My little stumpy hands. Listen. Completely understand that. Oh, Talking to the Moon. I love that song. Oh, there's the back. They're all the same, but wow. Okay, so it is a gloss. And they are very big. All right, let's see. They're thin, but they're not super thin. They're a little thinner than what currently is being produced by Hay House, if that is a good comparison for you. But they're not paper thin. There is that coating that helps keep the stability of it, but they're still flexible, so we'll see. Yeah, the guidebook seems amazing. I love that it gives you a little bit of everything. And I love the incorporation of the deities, the gemstones, the oils, and the zodiac. Hi, Lourdes! So far, I feel like this is like a fantastic daily pull. No, these are published by, give me a second, OH Editions. This was something that wasn't even on my radar. I just found it at Target. Target, of all places. Like, I'm so proud of them for carrying it on their bookshelves. We went in there looking for, we went in the area looking at Funko Pops. Because our Target that we go to that we like usually has a decent selection of like the newer pops. Anyway, we didn't end up with any pops. We ended up with an Oracle deck. Hey, Louise! Yeah, me too. Right? And, you know, they've been selling witchier items online, but I've never, ever seen anything like that in their store, physically. So that was really cool to see. Yeah, I've seen them at Marshall's and TJ Maxx before, and usually the ones that I see there are all are decks that I already have. Every once in a while, if I'm with my husband or like my mom, they'll pull me aside. Oh, look what I found. Do you have this already? Yeah, I have it already. That's awesome. A moon book? Yeah, we were looking at the Marvel and DC Funkos. We got a little out of hand when they first came out. We were just like, oh, you know, these are super cute. We'll get, you know, we'll start a collection of all of our favorite ones. And then we quickly realized that we need to have space to put all of those things. So we made a pact that we would only get ones that were extremely special to us. Oh, they have them at Kohl's and Woolworths too? Oh, I love this. This one? Gratitude? Oh, create space for dreams that inspire your reality. Absolutely. Yeah, the witchy thing seems to be very trendy, especially amongst like younger, like I'm talking teens, like late teens. But, you know, it always was that way. It's just that now it's more accessible to people with, you know, social media and information. Back in the day when us old people were trying to get into it, we had to go to certain shops or dusty corners of shops, and, you know, it was word of mouth type of thing. Everything was so taboo. It still is, but it's becoming less. Oh, yeah, what a great idea, Rowan. Definitely self-care. The days before social media, that's when I consider us old. If you have lived without social media for some part or most of your life, you're old now. Sorry to break it to you. Yeah, there's still very few and far between the esoteric shops. That's why it's important to support those small businesses, especially now. Um, if you go there and get your crystals or your most esoteric metaphysical shops will uh, ethically source their items. So they're going to look into where their crystals come from, where their herbs come from, that sort of a thing. And, you know, there is a higher price on all of those things because they are ethically sourced and it's a small business. But I would much rather pay a higher price to know that they know exactly where that crystal came from or that product came from, as well as keeping them in business, because it's important, especially in smaller communities, not cities, you know, towns and that sort of thing. If you have one of those shops, it's important. It sends a message to other people that they belong here, that this is needed in the community. I love this. Charmed. I love Charmed. The original Charmed. The newer Charmed, I stopped watching after like 3 episodes, I'm not gonna lie. The Craft Days, yeah. I did not watch the remake of The Craft either, because The Craft, I feel, is a perfect movie. It was done well. It still holds up pretty decently. Right, if you had a rotary phone, oh my gosh. Yeah, we had to search high and low, absolutely. And like, this isn't for me to bash the newer generation of witches or, you know, readers at all. This is not me saying, how dare you get access to all of the information we had to hunt down. It's not that at all. It's just saying that, like, times are changing, right? They always change, and there's always innovation, and I think it's great. And I think that the fact that it's becoming more evident that, you know, things are coming out in the open, it's great. It creates less taboo. There are still people that are going to challenge it. There are still people that are going to say that it's the devil's work. But at the same time, those are the people that their opinion doesn't matter anyway, because they're never going to change it. And, you know, we also have to respect that. Just like anybody else, whether it comes to politics or, you know, the world in general, we have to respect other people's opinions and just realize that we're doing our own thing, they're doing theirs. As long as they're not harming anybody or we're not harming anybody, it doesn't matter what if we agree or not. But we need to be able to be okay with holding space for different opinions. Crone energy, absolutely. Oh, Pokemon. Right? The small, cozy shops are fantastic. You know, there's something to be said about not having every moment of your adolescence and puberty and growth as a child be online for everybody to see now. Like, my Facebook memories go back to like 12 years or more now, actually. And I cringe at the things that I posted when I was, 18, 20. Imagine if you were like 13 and 14 posting stuff, like pictures and that sort of a thing. Like, the amount of privacy we were able to have back in the day is priceless. I feel the crone in me every morning. Same though. Same. That's awesome, Rowan. Yeah, it's important to have a metaphysical shop that is caring and for the community. Yeah, Amaryllis, it is hard when you're brought up thinking one thing and taught something, and then you don't get to explore it, so you don't really know or are educated about any of it. So you keep that way of thinking. I think it's important for everybody to at least have an open mind about everything, just because you are taught one thing your whole life. We said this in another life. So for example, if you live in the same town with the same people and you don't go outside of it and experience anything else, any other cultures, any other, people that look different, or food, or, etc., fill in the blank, you're not going to grow. You're not going to expand. Your world is small. But if you venture outside of those, confines and educate yourself with other experiences, you're going to grow and expand, and your way of thinking small is no longer that way of thinking anymore. You allow yourself to be able to take in new information and experiences and be like, oh, maybe I was wrong. It's that adage of like, oh, don't let your kids go to college because they'll come back a liberal. Yeah, because you learn about the world. You learn empathy. You learn, not to get into policy or politics, but that example is to say that, like, you're closed off when you don't get to experience a whole new world. And of course your worldview and your thought patterns are going to change when you experience more. So again, if you're taught that tarot is witchcraft and that it's bad and that it opens a portal to hell, then that's the way that you're going to think, because you don't explore it. You're afraid to. Oh my gosh, I remember those statuses, those Facebook statuses when it takes your name. Natasha is going to work. Oh my gosh, the photo albums. The photo albums. Oh, I like that, Misty. A morning dip. What should I focus on today? Absolutely. Yeah, privacy. I still find myself like deleting things when they pop up in my memories. I'm like, nope, we're not going to remember that. We're not going to go there. Sorted deck that would go well with those abstract decks like Soul Cards or Fortuna Tarot, or monochromatic decks like Black Moon Tarot. Absolutely. Hi, Mimosa. Hi, how are you? I'm all right. Your inner voice is not always right. That's a hot take, hot tea. Yeah, your inner voice could be your anxiety just welling up. Right, yeah, living in the moment. Yeah, back then, you know, when you could ride your bike around the neighborhood and knock on your friend's door and your neighbors and just hang out, yeah. I do not have a Tarot 101 just yet. It's coming. I'm going to do a deep dive on each card individually of the major arcana. We're going to go over symbols. We're going to go over colors. We're going to go over everything in one card each. So that way you can slowly go over and learn one at a time so it's not overwhelming. I'm just trying to figure out a way, still, this has been in the works for like a year now, about how to give it the best opportunity for different learners. So I want to make sure that if you're a tactile learner, that you're good to go, visual and audible. Like I want to make sure everything is understandable for every type of learner. And I'm a perfectionist, so that's why it's taken me so long. Okay, so I cannot shuffle it lengthwise. It's just not going to happen for me. This is going to be very hard. Oh yeah, is the devil's work. How dare you? Hello, Carolina. Erased yourself. Yeah. They still don't know what to do with you. Listen, my parents have been trying to figure out what to do with me for all 34 years of my life. It's... They just kind of figured out that they just had me. They just deal with me. Sometimes that's a good thing. All right, there we go. We got a card. All right, so... The problems provide opportunities to grow and learn. Ooh, that's a full moon. Okay, so I just want to see. Yeah, it's there. The guidebook is not something that expands on the cards. So it's just going to give you more information, which is fantastic. Like, I'm not mad at it because I feel like these are great cards in and of itself. Like, there's not really much of it, the imagery going on. They're just more like affirmations in a way, stuff to get you to start thinking internally. So this is kind of awesome. All right, so I just landed on Gemini. So let's just take a look here real fast before we pull cards for everyone. So, so when the new moon is in Gemini, this will lighten your heart and empower up your communication skills, enabling you to make new connections. Let's take a look at the full moon in Virgo, because that's what's coming up. Here we go. So we have the new and then the full. So when the full moon is in Virgo, like the Corn Maiden, this may be an opportune time to reap the rewards of your endeavor, whether it was to improve your body or mind. And then the full moon affirmation for when the moon is in Virgo. Every small step I make ensures my progress, and I believe in my ability to keep going until I reach each journey's conclusion. Oh my gosh, I absolutely love this. So if you are trying to learn how the moon in certain signs affect you, or how to be more in tune with it, this guidebook is fantastic. Okay, let's see. When the moon is in Virgo. Did I pass it? Nope. Learn your astrology, Natasha. Okay. When your moon is in Virgo. So, actually, I think this is like your rising sign, your moon sign, right? Is that what I'm taking? Let's see. New moon rituals. The moon in your natal chart. Tarot moon. Okay, so yeah, maybe it is. Yeah, because we're doing earth signs, mutable signs. Perfect. Okay, so yeah, this is in your, if you have a moon, if your moon sign is Virgo, or moon sign, whatever it is, it'll give you insight to that as well. That's really valuable to know as well. Opposite side, okay, I do want to see the rituals here. Okay. Did I pass them? Sorry, I'm flipping. I just want to make sure we get all the information. Let's go to full moon rituals, since that's where we will be. Awesome. Okay. How to create one. Oh, that's it. Okay. And then there's the new moon. Okay. So full moon, this is an opportunity to revisit the intentions you set in your new moon ritual and consider what helped you realize them. Focus your intention and reflect on what worked for you and give thanks for this. Cleanse yourself of what didn't work and let go in preparation for a new beginning. Use the power of the astrological sign in which the new moon falls. Evoke the lunar deities to support you in pursuit of what it is you desire. Use selected crystals to power up your intention and the potency of essential oils to help you focus. As you prepare your ritual, gently handle the full moon wisdom and then the wild wisdom cards as you consider your intention, before fanning out each set of the 12 cards in order to select one from each. Ooh! Using these cards as your intentions. I'm so excited. Okay, sorry. So, in preparation for the full moon, take some time from your day's business to do the following. 1. Press pause and give yourself at least 15 minutes to focus. How does one do that? Light a candle or an essential oil burner or diffuser to which you've added 2 drops of essential oil of your choice, or the oil linked to your astrological sign. This time blended with another 2 oils. Alternatively, add a couple drops of essential oil to some carrier oil and massage onto your wrists and temples. 3. Give thanks for the continued lunar cycle and your part in it. 4. Sit quietly and reflect on how your intention served you. Note these observations in your lunar journal. And 5. The sign in which a full moon falls will affect its influence and, in turn, the nature of the affirmations you may choose to make. Wow. On the following pages are some suggestions for these affirmations. I cannot tell you how much I love this. It is concise. It is simple. It's easy to follow. There's so much packed into this little guidebook. For the $25 or the $19.99 that, depending on where you're at, that you spend on it, it's a great breakdown. You're not going through multiple different sources. It's all right there. It's fantastic. And then if you want to expand upon those ideas or that knowledge, you totally can, and it's easy to do. Hey, Joe! It's okay that you're late. It's all right. Oh my gosh, yeah. Always trust your inner voice, but do it with discernment. So I have anxiety, and sometimes my inner voice sounds, can be my anxiety. So I have to discern whether or not it is just me freaking out over something, or if it is my actual inner voice or my intuition. So like if it feels panicky, like if it feels like, okay, what if this, what if this, what if that, or, you know, are you sure, blah, 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 blah. And if it feels like, you know, it is this like anxious little voice, then it's probably your anxiety or your, you know, your worry. But if it is calm and steady and it just feels natural, then that's your inner voice / your intuition. There's an ice cream truck going by. Oh, yay! So Mimosa, you're going to have a very good full moon then. You're going to want to get so much stuff done. When you don't have tarot cards, Magic the Gathering is a great way. As a substitute. My husband will be very excited about that. So, he is a huge Magic the Gathering fan. In fact, he wants to at one point like teach me how to play on my other channel. Like we'll maybe do like a live stream or whatever on my other channel. But yeah, he's like, I've tried to learn how to play so many times and I just couldn't comprehend it. Like I understand the principle and the basics, but man, it's hard to play a game sometimes. But he like has so many cards. So like he and I have this agreement where it's like I have no problem with you spending money on the Magic the Gathering or like board games and stuff like that. He has no problem with me spending money on the decks because it could be worse. Like it could be other bad things. Oh, both your sun and moon are in Cancer. Wow. Shema, are you kind of an emotional person? Like, and I mean that with no negativity behind it. Like, are you very easy to feel empathetic for others and you kind of can cry at a drop of the hat? Because Cancer, that's a lot of emotional energy, water energy. The intention part is fantastic, yeah. I agree, Rowan. Great for newer learning beginners. Do I have the Moonology deck? I have both. The Moonology Manifestation and the Moonology Original. How does this deck compare? I feel like it's completely different. It's like its own entity. This is more about like, I feel like this is more affirmation, more internal workings, and more about setting, like we were talking about, intentions, helping you along your path to connect with the lunar cycle and giving you more advice. The Moonology, the original deck, is similar, but the cards are more for divinatory purposes, whereas this is, yes, divinatory. I feel like the Moonology has more of an oracle feel. This is more of an insightful feel, if that makes sense. Hopefully I explained that all right. The Moonology, it goes through the cycles, and it goes also through the moon cycle through the horoscope. So it's new moon and full moon in the zodiac. So it also gives you blue moon, eclipses, and there was another one that it gave you, but it's all about the moon cycle. This is the same situation, but this only focuses on new moon and full moon, and then the wild cards here. So it's different. It's definitely a different feel. I feel personally this is better for journaling and for maybe more for magical workings. There's a validness to this to kind of get you on your path to be more connected to the cycle and understanding how that cycle goes through each zodiac. It explains it a little bit more in a basic way. But yeah, those decks are similar but completely different. Yeah, it's comprehensive and concise. Yeah, it doesn't feel overwhelming at all. No, not at all. So what it is there's 12 wild cards here. There's 12 full moon cards, right? 12 of each, right? And 12 new moon. So essentially it's to help you, yeah. So 12 wild, new moon, and full moon. It's to help you make set intentions. So if we're working with the full moon energy, we're going to pull the wild cards here, and we're going to pull the full moon. And then we can shuffle each one, pull like a full moon here, and a wild card. And these can be our intentions and affirmations for that particular full moon. So you can use it in rituals, or you can use it for just that particular cycle, however you see fit. So I think that that's pretty cool. But yeah, I feel like this is more something for more inner work, for that solitude time where you're wanting to connect with yourself a little bit more, especially when we're talking new moon and full moon. It's very good to help have intentions set, affirmations going, and to help you be okay with releasing what didn't work. Also being okay with figuring out what you should want to bring in. You know, a lot of us don't think that we are valid or that we deserve the good things that we ask for, but that's wrong, you know. So definitely a different way of working with an oracle. Hey, Alette! Yeah, you missed the flip through, but that's okay. Ooh, an Aries sun and a Cancer moon. Oh my gosh, so you are like fire and water. That's awesome, though. I don't know, it's not indicating anything on my end, Rowan. Hey, Savannah. Hey, Angela. It's glitching for you guys? Yeah, it's not showing up on this end. Hey, Joanna. Just finished work. Nice. Yeah, I think it's fantastic. I think there's value to this type of a deck, especially for learning wise. Hello, Modern Metaphysics. Welcome. Apparently you're Dustin. Huh. Okay, yeah, I'm keeping an eye on the program now since like we've been having issues. So I'm keeping an eye on it to see if it's warning me, because it'll come up like a little red blip on the program. So we'll see how it goes. All right. Cool, 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 cool. All right. So that being said, I can start pulling for you guys as I drop things. That's cool too. Let me get organized. All right. So Mystified already called it. She was going first. If you want a card pulled, just shout out in the chat. Rowan's fantastic, and she'll make sure whenever she sees your name, she'll do a list breakdown. So thank you in advance, Rowan. But I'm also going to write it down too, so that way it's fair. If you're watching on Twitch, just shout it out, and then I will add you in with the YouTube, because again, we are streaming simultaneously, so I want to make sure. I don't have like the stream element set up yet. It's kind of over my head as far as how to figure that program out. I'm learning. I'm taking the time to learn. I'm sorry. So yeah, shout it out. I'll add you, and then we'll pull cards. Yay! Shame is an emotional mess. Oh, Alette, don't feel like you're missing out. We're still here for you. Okay, Mimosa. Of course. Okay, Carolia. Lourdes. Odison. Shayma. Angela. Angela, we're just working with the with the moon, with this Lunar Oracle. So it'll probably be one card depending on what they like to come out. So I'm not pulling from another deck tonight. Fox. And Joanna. Lunar. Amaryllis. Hey Zoe, welcome. And Lisa. All right. Thank you, Rowan. All right, so we're going to start with Misty. These are really flexible. I like that I can side shuffle like this. That's literally the only way I can shuffle big cards. Put this up a little bit. Woo. Okay. Misty. Mystified. Keep your heart open to unexpected possibilities. So if you're having doubts, or you're thinking that, you know, your prosperity needs to come from a specific source or something that is socially accepted, that sort of a thing, it might close you off to other options or other opportunities that maybe you haven't thought about before. There's a affirmation that I absolutely love, and you can kind of use it in, you can kind of interchange some of the words. So for instance, abundance comes to me in expected and unexpected ways. And you can interchange abundance with money, with prosperity, with, you know, clothes, whatever you're trying to manifest. That can kind of help you open your mind to other options and other possibilities because you're already putting it out there. So, yeah, allow yourself to be open to other options that you might not have known about before too. So it doesn't necessarily have to be money. It could be relationships. It could be friendships. It could be creative ideas. Whatever you're trying to bring in, just allow yourself to keep that open mind. All right, Mimosa is next. Yeah, Rowan got it on lockdown. Jaslyn, yeah, you're gonna be after Lisa. Hey, Leopoldo. Zoe. Oh, Louise. I'm laughing because I can understand why you said that. I'm not laughing at you. Yeah, be open for new directions. Absolutely. Yeah, that mother page threw me for a loop. I was just not expecting that. Like, where did that come from? Okay, message for Mimosa. Oh, I love this. Okay. All right, Mimosa. Don't let past events color your vision of your future. So, you know, if you had a bad experience or, you know, people treated you a certain way, don't let that affect your hope or your ideas or what you want out of the future. I know you kind of had a rough go. You might still be having a rough go with like your occupation and stuff like that, but don't let other people's stuff and like their issues affect your hope and what you want to do, and what you want to bring to the table. Because again, we are all capable of big change. It just starts with one little thing. And sometimes people can poo on our ideas, and then that affects how we go forward. So, you know, if you ever got like, you know, rejected from a job, or your ideas got rejected that you brought up, or this, that, and the other, and then the next time you find yourself in that situation, you don't suggest an idea, or you don't, you know, even though your idea is really good, you're afraid of it not being good enough, etc. So don't let all of that other stuff affect how you're going to move forward and affect what you want to do with, you know, your ideas, or your job, or, you know, your relationships. Just like I always say, like, your baggage from your past relationships, oh, thanks, Leopoldo, past relationships shouldn't be brought into your new relationships. You should, like, already go through all of that baggage and figure out what needs to be left at the door, because it's not your new partner's responsibility to help you sort through it, right? So anyway, off track, but mimosa, this is wonderful. So yeah, that little bit of positivity. Don't let all of that other past stuff affect what you're going towards now, what you're doing now. Okay, we got Carolia. Oh, it made your day, I'm glad. Hi, Rosemary. Yeah, Mimosa, you can totally message me private. You can message me through my email, or you can message me through Instagram. Just let me know it's you in the subject line, or and that goes with all of you. If you want to reach out privately, you can do so. It's just I need to know that's who you are with your screen name. All right, Carolia. Okay. Carolia. Every creative dream needs practical planning. Okay, so what I'm getting here is, like, you might have all of these fantastic ideas, and you like dream about what could be and what you would want it to be, the shape of it, the you know, the money coming in from it. All of these things you can visualize and you can dream, but you feel like it's unattainable, or you just don't know where to start. Or you might be too afraid to even begin, right? Because maybe you feel like it's out of your reach. But anything we do, planning is always the first step. So it could be as simple as writing a to-do list, or, you know, it can be putting your ideas down on paper so it's not all in your head. And then it takes just a next step to create something tangible. So, you know, there's that saying of just put it down on paper. So even if it's your thoughts, you know, sometimes we have all of these thoughts running through our head all day. We don't know how to organize it. Putting it down on paper helps. Writing a letter to yourself helps. So anything to kind of help push the creative process forward, or what you're trying to create and birth. Because again, creativity and creating anything is a birthing process. But you don't just birth the child, or you don't just birth the idea. There's an incubation period. There's that time where the fetus is getting all of its nutrients from the womb, or however it works. I've not been pregnant. I don't know. But my point being is there's that incubation period where you're trying to figure out what you need in order to birth your project. So planning helps. Anything helps, whether it's, you know, journaling, to-do lists, setting up an email, you know, whatever the process is, buying the supplies, all of those things is planning. And then it just creates that mapping out your ideas, or mapping out what you want. And then from there it takes off. So it's just those little baby steps that help you propel forward. Oh yeah, Leopoldo, I'll add you to the list. You'll be after Zoe, okay? And then Jesse, yes. Alright, I am stopping at Jesse because I want to make sure I get through everybody. And then if more people come in and ask, then I'll see where we're at. Of course, of course, of course. Oh my gosh, Carolia, yeah, you kind of have to put yourself out there for people to know who you are in order to get... So yeah, that makes complete sense. You know, it doesn't mean you have to go on Tinder or Bumble or whatever all those apps are. It just means, you know, you have to put yourself out there a little bit and be okay with meeting new people. It sucks. I don't ever want to go back to dating life. I told my husband, if anything happens, I'm just going to be a single lady for the rest of my life with a bunch of cats. Do not want to go out there again. It's a whole new world with dating now. It's a whole new world. So yeah, I can understand your hesitation. Oh my gosh, of course. So now we've got Lourdes. I have that Meghan Trainor song title stuck in my head. It has been going through my head all day. I have not listened to that song probably in years. For whatever reason, it's stuck in there. At least it's not in Kanto. Got that out. Alright, Lourdes. Alright, it's a new moon one. Look to the natural world for inspiration. Okay, so also what I'm getting with this card too is like maybe you've been disconnected from nature a little bit. Maybe you've not been like to a park or, you know, grounded in nature in a while, or really felt maybe you've been feeling disconnected from nature. So maybe it's time to go buy a plant or do some gardening or weeding, or, you know, if you can't get to nature, you know, I'm seeing the Nature Channel, or like, you know, Discovery Channel, that kind of thing, where they show like nature documentaries and stuff. So like something like that to connect back. And then maybe this is, you know, another call to get back to connecting. And then if you're having problems with creative ideas or what you want to do next, that will help kind of inspire and light a flame into maybe your next project. So for instance, I don't know why I was thinking about those dang documentary channels, but you know, say you're trying to find a new project to work on, but you don't have a subject, and then all of a sudden you have this, you're watching this documentary and you're like, oh my gosh, that sea turtle is gorgeous, it's stunning, I want to paint that, or I want to, you know, go visit the aquarium and take pictures. Fill in the blank of how that relates to you, but connecting back with nature in any way, shape, or form you can is going to help with whatever you're trying to create, as well as help you feel more connected in your spirituality. If you're kind of lacking that a little bit, if you're feeling disconnected, sometimes all it takes is to go sit outside and read a book and allow yourself to be in that environment for a little bit. Or, you know, go to, we just spent some time at a pet shop and watched, you know, the pets that were in there. It was kind of sad in some ways, but that sort of a thing where you're connecting with nature. Hopefully that made sense and resonated. Yeah, I heard it's rough. Oh my gosh, yeah. Hi, Sharon. I didn't see you. You'll be after Jesse, hun. All right, next we got Odinson. Oh, that song's going to drive me nuts. Also, did any of you guys watch the new Pixar Turning Red yet? I would really love to know your guys' opinions on it, because it was not my favorite, but I enjoyed it. it was really cringy for me because I was like, oh my God, this reminds me of me back in 2002. Okay. All right, Odison, when you step outside your comfort zone, progress is made. So that's kind of what we were talking about earlier, where, you know, if you want to grow, we kind of have to open our horizons a little bit and open our minds. So, you know, doing things that might seem scary, or maybe that our past, you know, self in the past years didn't really feel comfortable doing, or, you know, it's applying for a job that maybe you didn't feel like you were exactly a good fit for, but you know you can do the job. You know, it's those things that help produce growth and help expand us, and progress really is made. So you're never going to move forward if there's no change. You're never going to get out of the position that you're in currently if there's not any form of change made to how you are living. For instance, the definition of insanity is doing the same thing expecting a different result, or repeating the same thing, right? So if you're sitting there consistently in your comfort zone, in your bubble, you're not growing outside your bubble because everything is staying the same. Oh yeah, it was really cute. You're welcome, Lourdes. Yeah, living in a city, it's hard, right? If you can, get yourself a plant. Highly suggest a pothos. It's one of these guys right here. Pothos. Easy plant to care for. They vine, and they kind of tell you when they need water by curling their leaves under. Easy plant to take care of, or even a cactus, something that you know, you can nurture and feed and connect with, and you can even use it as a spiritual tool. You can add crystals to the soil. You can use it however you want to use it, but it's that connection, right, to nature. Aww. Opening up to talk to animals, absolutely. Oh my gosh, yeah, the little starry eyes. May, she was very intense. I wasn't expecting the intensity of her and her friends. I was just like, oh my gosh, is this a Pixar movie? So kind of, it reminded me of something like DreamWorks would have put out or something, because it was very fast paced. But it also felt like two different movies, like jammed together some way. So it was very off-putting for a little bit in that sense, because I was like, okay, is this supposed to be fantastical? Is it supposed to be grounded in reality? Is it supposed to be her dream? Like, it took me too long to try to figure out what the movie wanted to be. And I didn't like that aspect of it. But I liked the message. All right, so now we got Shema. Yeah, middle school years, yeah. Yeah, I was awkward AF. I'm still awkward AF. Oh my gosh. Oh, that one just wanted to come right out. Okay, Shema. Instead of trying harder, try differently. Okay, so sometimes we can be addicted to the struggle. We can think, okay, well, if I just try a little bit harder, you know, I'll get to where I'm going. Or, you know, if I just put in more time, put in more effort, if it's not yielding you the result, maybe we need to think of something different. Maybe that process isn't the right process. So, you know, not everything needs to be a struggle. Not everything needs to be difficult. You can ask for things to be easy. You can tap in to, whether you're asking your spirit guides, deity, whatever that is, you can ask for help to make things easier, right? You can look at things from a different perspective and see, okay, well, maybe if I like take a break for a minute and clear my head, I can come back with a new perspective on how to approach this. You know, not every relationship needs to be like pulling teeth in order to get a connection out of your partner or another, you know, fill in the blank with however this resonates with you, but you don't need to necessarily have a hard time doing the thing. Not everything needs to be hard. So if it is consistently hard for you, maybe it's time to step back and process things in a different way and figure out what is a better way that you can go about this problem to create a solution. Because I guarantee you there's a solution there, but when we're sitting there, you know, doing the same thing over and over, thinking that if we just do it a little bit harder this time, or if we just try, you know, to figure this out, you know, keep going, keep pushing, something's gonna break, right? And again, the definition of insanity. So maybe we have to think of it in a different way, think outside the box. And again, you can ask, things don't always have to be hard. You know, you deserve to have things that come to you naturally and things that come easy. So again, it's looking out, thinking outside the box. You're welcome. Oh yeah, low-key terrifying. Absolutely. So I'm a part of the couple of Facebook Disney groups. The amount of people who are pressed with this movie is insane to me. Like, can preteens not have their own movie either? Like, not every Disney / Pixar movie needs to be geared toward your 5-year-old. In fact, a lot of them aren't. Like, it's not a movie like that anybody should be ashamed of. And like, oh, I'm so sorry they said crap in the first couple of seconds of the movie. Who cares? They hear worse things on TikTok. They hear worse things out of your mouth. I guarantee it. So, like, let's lighten up a little bit. It was rated PG. We can all agree that crap isn't a cuss word, right? Like, it's what you say instead of. All right, Angela, you are up. Oh, thanks, Mystified. Hi, Alana. You guys are awesome. Yeah, that movie, it was cute. I just didn't know. I had a hard time figuring out where it was going. I mean, in true Pixar fashion, Disney fashion, it was predictable, but it was a good predictable. I liked the aunties. I was like, oh, I can relate to that. That's me. No. That's how I am with all my friends' kids. Showing up, that it's just going to be me with my bag of crystals, my tarot decks, and, you know, I got my incense coming at with my sunglasses. All right, what do we need to do? Who hurt you? What are we going to do about it? Where's my bottle of wine? All right, Angela. Nope, come on. I'm getting crazy. All right, come on. There we go. All right, so Angela, press pause to reflect on what you learned. Learned? Is that a word or is it learned? Either way, press pause to reflect on what you learned. So sometimes in order to, this gives me real judgment vibes, like the card, the Judgment, where we've gone through this whole learning process and we're kind of still trying to figure out and literally process it, but we still want to keep going. But in order to come to the finish line, we have to really take a second and pause and process the information. Let it go through all aspects, so spiritually, emotionally, and physically, and figure out where we want to go next. Oh, I haven't watched The Shack yet. Oh, I totally understand, Shama. Yeah. Totally get that. But it's a good practice for you to try to allow yourself, if you can, to kind of think of things in a different way. And it's hard. I can understand what you mean by, you are set in your way with how you work, right? Good night, Alette. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, that's awesome, Van. So I'm going to have to try that. It's at Costco. Cauliflower soup. Learnt is old-fashioned. Okay. Awesome. So, yeah. Pressing pause. Sometimes we can overprocess things, especially with our emotions. Like, if somebody says something to you, you might take it in a wrong way, and that's not the way that they meant it. So sometimes before we react, it's good to just take a minute to really process things. So that's what I feel like this is talking about. Just take a minute before you react. And then process. So if there's an argument, or if you're struggling to learn something new, if you're struggling in any type of a way, again, take a time out, take a pause, and really process what just happened or what you're trying to do, and then move forward from there. Because again, if you're even learning a new hobby, sometimes that can be a struggle and frustrating, and then it's like you don't want to do it anymore because you can't get past step 3. But if you take a moment and just really look at it in maybe a new light, or come back the next day to it, then you're like, oh, it meant this. I get like that with some of the crochet patterns that I find, and I start it and I'm like, this is frustrating, what are they trying to say? And then, I do it 5 different times and it's the same thing. I'm still stuck. And then I leave it for a month and I come back to it and I'm like, oh, they meant that. All right, cool. Hopefully that resonated. Now we've got thoughts with the book. All right. Fox. Problems provide opportunities to grow and learn. Okay, so again, they were talking about mistakes earlier when we flipped through the cards. So yeah, if you're stuck on a problem, if you're stuck on an issue, if you're struggling, it's an opportunity there then to learn from it and grow from it. Sometimes problems are unavoidable, but there are those problems that keep coming up in the same way, just a different packaging. So sometimes when that happens, it's about the lesson. We're not learning the lesson. Right? So, if you keep getting, I can't even think of an example right now, but point being, if you keep experiencing the same problem over and over, just in a different packaging or a different way, but it's the same problem, there's a reason why you keep getting, the universe is sending you that problem. It's because you need to learn the lesson from it in order to grow from it. So, you know, if you're continually having to fix the radiator, but you're not getting the adequate materials, you think that you can just DIY your way into fixing the radiator, and then it works for like 5 minutes or a month, and then you have to DIY fix it again when you should have just spent the money on a mechanic or what, you know, the person to fix the radiator, right? That's the lesson. It's like, you know, just because you can DIY something doesn't mean you have to. That's a horrible, horrible example, but that's the first thing that I can think of. So yeah, if you're still having this consistent problem in front of you, you need to learn the lesson from it, whatever that is. But at the same time, you can look at every difficult situation as a lesson, right? So if you had a bad breakup, if you had, you know, a friendship fall apart, you can look at the dynamics and you can kind of pick everything apart to see where it kind of started falling away from. And then you can use that in your next relationship or your next friendship, what to avoid or what to look out from or what to actually put work into, that sort of a thing. So if you're facing struggles, if you're facing a problem right now that you can learn from, then there's a lesson in it. Like it's an opportunity for growth. Oh, that's awesome, Alana. Yeah, sometimes when we have like a spiritual awakening and stuff like that, we're always finding the little puzzle pieces in the background of the movie. Oh, I loved Free Guy. Oh my gosh. It was very trippy for me for a minute. Learnt. Joanna. Right. Joanna. Failure is a side effect of effort and can be learned from. Okay, so similar situation, right? Similar card. Failure is a side effect of effort and can be learned from. So also the other side of the coin here is at least you tried, right? At least you put yourself out there. At least you know, put the effort in. You actually tried. So regardless, it's still better. Failure is still better than not doing the thing, not putting yourself out there, not, you know, asking for something. You know, that old adage of, you know, the answer is always no if you never ask, is what I'm getting from this. Like, failure happens. It's inevitable. You know, you don't always fly with your first jump with your new wings. You don't always, you know, glide. It may be a struggle to keep afloat, but there's a lesson there. And unfortunately, sometimes we have to, you know, some people fail harder than others to learn the lesson. Again, if you keep doing the same thing and you don't learn from it, that problem is still going to come. But yeah, it's not that you are a failure. It's not that, you know, your ideas were awful. It's just that it wasn't maybe the correct move at the time. And that's okay. Because not every door is going to open for us. There may be a big reason why that failure happened. And it probably was to save you from something else, right? So there's a lot of ways that you can look at failure. And I don't like to think of failure as failure. I like to think of them as lessons. And they are also considered opportunities. Because again, what is the opportunity that you learned here? What is the lesson that can turn into an opportunity? So don't look at things as a failure per se, or look at yourself as disappointment, or, you know, all of those emotions that are negative. And then you start going down that spiraling rabbit hole of like, oh, well, you know, I'm not this, I didn't do this, yada, yada. And it just spirals into all of this negativity, right? And then your self-worth kind of goes low and all of this stuff. It's not worth that. Instead, look at it as an opportunity to see what didn't work and how to move forward better the next time. Right, instead of giving up and not trying at all. Yeah. Yeah, taking a chance it can be very scary to do, because again, that's something that may be out of your comfort zone, but at the same time, it could be extremely rewarding. You just will never know unless you take that risk, until you take that chance. You know, you will never know how far you can go if you don't take the first step. And that truly is just the metaphor of life, right? All right. Lunar, you're up. Yeah, 30 minutes is better than nothing. And this, again, if you are suffering from any kind of, you know, mental health, I know for me, I have, over the past couple weeks, had mental health, some issues. And again, I am not ashamed to talk about, you know, depression or anxiety or anything like that, because we're all human, we suffer. If you are going through a mental health problem at the time, or you're struggling emotionally, mentally, and you're overwhelmed with everything that you have to do, responsibilities, house chores, it just takes you doing one thing. Just making yourself do one thing, whether that's getting out of bed, or if you've made it out of bed, awesome. Okay, brush your teeth. And then see how you feel in a little bit. Don't push things. Don't force yourself to do things. Slow progress is so much better than no progress. And then eventually you'll start learning that, okay, I brushed my teeth. I sat down for a couple minutes. I think I can eat a little bit. I think I can go, you know, put something in my belly. Is it already made food? Awesome, it's food. You don't need to cook in front of a stove for an hour to feed yourself if you can't have the energy to do that. So just, again, any type of progress is progress. No matter how slow or fast. Lunar. Of course. Hi, Treehouse. You just ask. Let me put you down. You'll be after Sharon. But we've got a few people in front of you, okay? And you'll be my last one for right now. Don't beat yourself up over the things that you didn't do, because then that's going to make you not want to do them even more, because now you feel guilty about it. Look at them as opportunities, not as responsibilities, and try maybe to frame them in a different way. So, you know, instead of, oh my God, I got to do dishes, look at them in a more grateful way, in a more thankful way. I know it's a weird mindset, but if you look at it like, oh my gosh, like these dishes are proof that I ate today, or I ate this week. These dishes are proof that I can feed myself. These dishes are proof that, I can actually cook. It might change the way that you look at your chores. So like for me, I hate mopping up the dang floors all the time and vacuuming, because it's never ending. But then I'm like, I have 2 dogs that create this mess, and I'm so grateful I have these 2 dogs. So I'm going to make sure these floors are clean for them. And I'm going to make sure that these are all done and comfy for them, because I'm grateful to have these babies. So it might, if reframing it might help, I'm not sure. That's what works for me. Okay, well that one wanted to come out. All right, Lunar. Your own best efforts are all that's necessary to progress. So yeah, kind of what we were just talking about. So doing what you can is always going to be better than doing nothing at all. So no matter what your best efforts are, whatever it looks like for you, as long as you are putting the effort in, it's going to move you forward. Slow progress is still progress. So whatever this is for you, just doing a little bit a day, or even if you do like your best work and your best effort that one day, it's still going to propel you so much farther than doing nothing at all or listening to your negative thought patterns. So if you're constantly telling yourself that you can't do it or you're not good enough or that, you know, any variation of the sort, is going to heed your progress no matter what, because now you have this inner voice telling you that you can't do it, and that's going to affect how you work in the future. So if you're going, it just takes you believing in yourself that you can do it and then putting the effort behind it, the action behind it. I do not have the Lunar Nomad Oracle. I think that's on my list. If not, let me write it down. Okay. And then Treehouse U will be the last one, because by the time we get to you, we'll probably be at 2 hours, and I need to check on my dogs. Work is insanity. Oh, yeah. Yeah, the same thing every day. Yeah, be kind to yourself, absolutely. Oh, really? It's part of the Waldorf curriculum? Yeah, like it's just switching your mindset. Sometimes it's like pulling teeth in order to get me to do something. And then I'm that type of person, like if you tell me to do it, then I don't want to do it anymore. Or, you know, I have a million other things that I could be doing. All right, Amaryllis, you're up. Oh, I'm glad, Joanna. Yeah, be kind to yourself. If you're not kind to yourself, how can you expect anybody else to be kind to you, right? So think about that the next time your negative thought patterns start seeping in, because let me tell you, it's an eye-opener. Bye, Fox. You're so welcome. You're welcome, Lunar. All right, Amaryllis. This card again. Press pause to reflect on what you learned. So yeah, slow down, take a minute, and process about everything that you learned. So if you're going through it, if you're having a struggle, if you're having a hard time, sometimes it's best to just, you know, take a minute and go over what just happened, what you learned or learnt, and then go forward. Oh, my stomach's starting to growl. And next up we got Lisa. Oh my gosh, I love that. That's so important. Gratitude meditation. Wow. That's so awesome. All right, Lisa. I think it's really important for everyone, regardless of age, to learn to be more thankful and to focus on gratitude. rather than lack, because you know, we can be thankful for the littlest things and still get rewarded in a huge way. Sometimes we get so focused on lack and not having enough, when in reality we have everything we need. It's just looking at things in a different way, right? Or it's learning to cut back, or it's, you know, learning to, you know, fill in the blank. I'm getting off track. All right, Lisa. Lisa, preparation is always key to success. Okay, so if you are wanting to get something done, if you are, like, say you're going for a job interview and you want this job, it's going to be important for you to do your homework and prepare yourself so that you have all the information you need in order to have this interview, right? So whatever this is that you are going for to bring success, whether it's a creative project, a business proposal, a relationship, prep. I mean, it's kind of funny saying prep for a relationship or prep, you know, for romance, right? But it's true. Like, you kind of have to put your best self forward, right? Be authentically you as well. So preparation is always going to yield the best results. You never want to wait to the last minute to do something. Some people can do things really well last minute. Like, they can't do things ahead of time. It has to be the stress that comes down to the wire that gives them the best results, right? But don't be like that, because every form of preparation is going to just help you propel forward to success so much more. I'm the kind of person that I can procrastinate and yield pretty decent results. However, it's not an ideal way to live, because, you know, then you get that anxiety and those stressors and that, okay, am I going to make it in time feeling. So plan ahead, take notes, prepare yourself emotionally, physically, mentally for what you need to do in order to attain the goals. Oh my gosh, slowing down the mind is terrible. Meditation is my worst enemy sometimes, because my mind races. That's one of the reasons why I am an insomniac, is like I can't quiet my brain down. And, you know, other factors too, but my mind will race, and then it will race to those unfortunate, you know, events, embarrassing moments, and all of those things in the past. And you're like, why are you bringing this up right now? Like, I'm just trying to go to sleep. Like, shut up. Jocelyn is up next. Journaling is fantastic. Yeah. I need to get back into that. That was one of my goals. Jaslyn, your name reminds me of Schitt's Creek, the Jazza Girls. In a good way, I might add. Okay. Jaslyn, every creative dream needs practical planning. I feel like this came out earlier too. So yeah, a lot of planning for you guys, a lot of learning lessons, a lot of, you know, thinking outside the box, knowing your self-worth. So Jaslyn, creative dream needs practical planning. You need to be able to take it from here and put it down tactfully and in a way that, you know, however makes sense to you to move forward. Making a to-do list. That motorcycle throws me off my groove. Making a list, figuring out what you need for supplies or ingredients, etc. How you would put them all together, plan it. You know, again, the importance of figuring out and prepping. You're welcome, Lisa. Oh, wow, Alana. I mean, I wouldn't think that it's a problem to meditate after drinking wine. Zoe, you're up next. I have been drunk and read tarot multiple times and still got accurate reading. So if you drink wine, the whole point of meditation is to just be still and be in the moment. So if wine helps you to relax, like a glass of wine, I'm not saying get drunk, but if you had a glass of wine and you want to meditate and be still, if that helps you to relax and put you in that zone, awesome. It's just whatever you do, do it safely and with intent. So meditation the intent is to be still and to allow yourself to, be in the moment. And again, sometimes wine is a perfect lubricant for that. I love my glass of wine, and I love to, sometimes that helps me get out of my own way when I'm doing a reading, or especially for myself, because I'm too biased when I do readings for myself. If I'm already in a weird mental state, but I want to do a reading on myself, sometimes a glass of wine gets that out of the way and I can do my work. Do I drink for paying clients? No. But sometimes if you need a little lubricant for those things, wine's not such a bad idea. I don't see a problem with it. But again, I'm very laid back with my practice. You're welcome, Jaslyn. All right, Zoe's next. Oh, hi, MGT, or MTG. Welcome. Yeah, the let go of the inhibitions. Absolutely. Oh, yeah, the full moon, Luis. Yeah, you're probably downloading a lot. Oh, yeah. A little green plant to help with that as well. Yeah, absolutely. It's just all about your practice and what feels right to you. Like, I'm not going to judge. I'm not an expert in anything. I don't consider myself an expert in anything. So I'm not going to tell you, oh, you can't do this or that. If you do something, just do it safely. That's all I'm going to say about the matter. This is a judgment-free zone. Whatever it takes to help you get what you need out of your practice within reason, that's on you. Zoe, come on, let's get you a message. All right. Zoe, park your negative thoughts and work only with the positive. Absolutely, I love this. So yeah, again, we've got a lot of that coming up with you guys. So again, how do you expect others to be nice to you when you're not nice to you? Being aware of your negative self-talk or your negative thought patterns is great. Being aware of it, like sometimes we're not even aware. We're just like, going about our day and we're thinking all of these things, right? But when we're more active in our inner thoughts, we can find what triggers those negative thoughts. Is it anxiety? Is it, a new situation? Is it we're doing something new and we're scared? What is attached to those negative thought patterns? Like what triggers them, right? Or is it a relationship, like a friendship or a person that you haven't seen in a long time and you're worried about your appearance or how you come across? The way that you get those manifestations, right? If you work with law of attraction, or if you're trying to manifest stuff, or to progress in any way, just to raise yourself in a higher vibration, the best thing to do is to work with only the positive thoughts and the thankful thoughts. So if you're telling yourself, I'm worthy, I'm valid, I deserve this, I'm creative, I'm successful, you can then have that viewpoint in the back of your head for the rest of the day, and you can focus on those things, because then when you tell yourself that so much and so consistently, you're going to believe it, right? So then you put that out there and you work with that. Manifesting. I have abundance. I am worthy of abundance. You know, I am loved. I only attract love. I only attract, you know, like-minded individuals, that sort of a thing. Then you're working with the positive things. I'm thankful for my family. I'm thankful for the love. All of these things will help produce more positive thought patterns and will then in turn bring more things into your life. Oh, Amaryllis, yeah. Ex-friends are hard. I just saw that message. Sorry, I'm catching up. Oh, bye, Carolia. Have a good night. Thanks for coming in. Who remembers their dreams? I remember them for like 5 minutes and then I forget if I don't write them down. I'm usually messaging my sister. I'm like, oh my God, can you believe this dream I had last night? Dreamt of a raccoon. She's just like, what? That's weird. Oh. Being in malls, oh my gosh. Ooh, that's a great idea, Rowan. Rehearsing the affirmations before or going to sleep is supposed to help them enter the subconscious. Ooh, love that. Hiding in a bathroom stall? Oh my gosh. I am not a dream dictionary, like it's not something that I have stored in my Rolodex in my brain. But there's something about bathrooms that it's a symbol. Because I remember I had a dream that I was in a bathroom once and I looked it up and I can't remember. I couldn't tell you what it is. All right, Leopoldo, we've got a message for you. You're up. I think there's like dreamdictionary.com, which is pretty expansive. All right, Leopoldo, your inner voice is not always right. All right, again with the negative self-talks, let's knock it off. So we were talking about this earlier a little bit where sometimes you think your inner voice, sometimes when we are experiencing anxiety, we can interpret that as our inner voice or intuition, but focus on how it sounds. Does it sound worried? Does it sound stressed? Or does it sound calm? Does it sound regulated? When you're having these thoughts, figure out, discern what area it kind of falls into. Because if it's feeling frantic or worried or, you know, out of the norm for what your inner voice sounds like, then it could be just anxiety or stress. However, if it feels calm, kind of like a random thought that was, you know, just a passing thought, then that could be your inner voice, right? Sometimes it is definitely tricky, and it can be interpreted in a lot of different ways, but you will know intuitively what it is. My anxiety, when I experience it, it definitely is not my inner voice or my intuition. And sometimes it just takes you figuring out why, like discerning where you're at when you're having these thoughts and maybe what is the trigger. But yeah, so again, the negative thought patterns is telling. If you're telling yourself that you aren't anything or that you're not anything, then that's usually an indication that you're wrong. But like, for example, it just came and flew out my head. Like, I know when I'm not experienced in something. So, you know, I'm not experienced in microbiology at all. But that doesn't mean I can't do microbiology. It's just I haven't learned it yet. So there's a difference between telling yourself I can't do that and I just haven't learned it yet. Does that make sense? The difference? Probably not explaining my thought very well, but you're welcome, Zoe. The cleanest one to use. Okay. Jesse, you're next. Oh my gosh, can you hear my stomach? It's going to be Jesse, Sharon, and Treehouse, and then I'm going to end the live because we are like coming up at 2 hours here. You're a microbiologist? Oh my gosh, that's so funny. Wavelengths. If you're experiencing sudden future changes relating to work or home, the message could be it's time to expand. It's time to change what you thought was your direction, actually. Discern it, check it out, figure out whether these are good changes or bad changes, what it feels like to you intuitively. But my first thought with that is definitely figure out if these changes were preventing you from doing something that you might not have wanted to do anymore, or if they're allowing you a chance to open a door to something new. All right, Jesse. The universe works in mysterious ways, and sometimes we think we want something that the universe is like, no, I know you want it, but there's something so much better out there for you that you are deserving of and that you should go for it. And sometimes we're so stubborn that it takes an act of the universe to be like, okay, nope, you keep going down this direction, it's only going to cause you hurt, or it's only going to cause you, to backtrack 5 million steps. Like, can we just get you to go over here now? Like, let's do this thing. Like, call it fate, call it the universe, call it God, whatever. Sometimes those drastic and sudden changes could be the best thing for us. We just don't know it until hindsight. Okay, Jesse. When your fortune is good, share it. So this is, again, another thing about law of attraction, right? We get what we give. So if you are finding yourself in a situation where you could give your time, some money, your effort, your listening skills, and you have that availability, perfect time for you to give. I hate comparing it to like tidings and church and stuff, but it is kind of similar. It's, if you're in a situation where you can give whatever that means to you to someone else to help a cause or help a friend in need or help a family member who might be struggling, it's always good to pay it forward. It's always good to give. And I'm not saying like, just because you might have been fortunate enough to have the time or the money to do so that you should. But it's always good practice to, maybe tip a little extra when you go out to eat. If the service was worth tipping, a couple extra. Maybe it's, supporting your local community with, you had an extra day off that you didn't know that you were going to get. So maybe it's going down to, your local community center and helping out with volunteering, that sort of a thing. So if you're finding yourself with abundance. It's always great to help share, and that in turn will create more abundance for you. Whew. Goodness, so sorry. So yeah, when your fortune is good, share it. That was a big O yawn. Sharon, you are up. If you win the lotto, you have to share it with all of us. I swear. All right, Sharon. Sharon. I have confidence that you can make progress. All right, so if you're stuck, if you're kind of at an impasse and things aren't moving forward, it might help to kind of give yourself a pep talk, a boost. Know that you can do it. You have the tools, the talent, and the skills necessary to move forward. It's just you might need to believe in yourself a little harder. Maybe you lost a little bit of that self motivation. That, like, maybe you lost a little bit of that fire. But knowing that you have the skills, knowing that you have the talent, knowing that you can do it, will put that confidence back into you. Think of the Chariot card in tarot, where there's only you in the driver's seat and you're going forward no matter what. You can get distracted, you can have a timeout, you can, fall back a little bit, but in all respects, you're still moving forward. You're still driving. You're in the driver's seat. And you're doing this because of all of those reasons. The skills, the talent, the necessary tools. Said that. Anyway, point being is that you need to believe in yourself to move forward. Again, if you don't believe in yourself, how are you going to let everybody else believe in you? How are they going to believe in you if you are, oh, I can't do it, I don't know what I'm doing. Believe in yourself. Know that you can do it, that you're worthy and valid and able to move forward. Again, slow progress is still progress. For an example here, I have been, struggling mental health wise, and so therefore I hadn't been the most healthiest, and I have put my self on the back burner, right? Because I've kind of just been wallowing a little bit. And so now I'm trying to focus a little bit more on my health and, how I feel, etc. So I'm forcing myself to get up and work out. Whether it's 5 minutes or an hour, it doesn't matter. 5 minutes is still 5 minutes more of doing an activity than I was before. So having the confidence in yourself to know that you can do something to move forward is still progress. No, I turned that on myself, but I didn't mean to. It's just an example. Oh, wow. So brewmaster is kind of similar to microbiologist in a way, right? You still have to think about, I'm assuming brewmaster as beer, that sort of a thing, right? So you're still talking about molecular stuff. Oh, hi, Richard. Hi, the Dancing Oracle. All right, my last one is the Treehouse. And then we'll call it a night. But let me know what you guys think of this Oracle, if it's something that you're adding to your wish list or you want. Bye, Jesse. Thanks for hanging out. Oh, I'm so sorry, the Dancing Oracle. Bye, Amaryllis. Thanks for hanging out. Yeah, Rowan, that's not fun. Sorry you had to go through all of that. Right, the book itself. Oh, the treehouse. Okay, so same message as someone else earlier. Instead of trying harder, try differently. So, you know, maybe we need to think outside the box as to how you're approaching this problem or this situation, right? So maybe instead of you're doing the same thing over and over, but maybe you're pushing a little bit more, we pause, think about it, and maybe we go about it in a different way. There's always multiple solutions to a problem. It's just how we get there, right? Or how much effort we put into it. So again, ask for ease. Ask your guides, your ancestors, God, universe, whatever whatever resonates with you, to help you find an easier solution, to help you think outside the box. Because not everything needs to be a struggle. And again, I'll say it again, sometimes we're addicted to the struggle because that's what society has made us believe. Gotta pull us up by the bootstraps, which in and of itself is a horrible analogy for what you're trying to do. But we're meant to believe the harder we work and the harder we push and the less sleep we have, the more we work hours in the day, that we're going to get ahead, that we're going to be the best at something. And that's not necessarily true. You're allowed to have things come easily to you. You're allowed to have things just be a natural ease. So sometimes it's also taking a step back and looking at the problem or the situation as, is this worth my time? Is this worth my struggle? Is this worth my effort? Because again, if something is going to be so hard to do, we have to take a good hard look and discern whether it's worth it for us, right? Sometimes it's okay to have a struggle. Things are hard. Life is hard. But at the same time, not everything has to be. You don't have to work your fingers to the bone in order to get ahead an hour, right? It doesn't need to be that hard. And if it is, we need to find a better solution, or we need to think if this is actually worth it for you. Oh, that's a fantastic way of looking at it, Rowan. You're welcome, Sharon. Yeah, but the Dancing Oracle, that's still really hard. That's still, it's still a difficult thing to go through. I can relate. Oh, you did the treehouse. Oh, wow, that's so funny. I love it. I love when things line up like that. I like the book, but the deck isn't quite my style. Absolutely cool. Bye, Sharon. Thanks for hanging out. Aw. The Astro Soul. Yeah, and like if you keep, so sometimes, again, is it worth it, right? Is you trying so hard really going to be worth it for you in the end? Because again, it's not always about, sometimes it's about the principle of the thing, right? Like we want to make sure everybody knows we're right or where we're at on our line of thinking. But at the same time, like is it worth it? Some people are never going to understand, or some people aren't going to get it. Friend groups are finicky. You know, especially when we're younger, friends can come and go and get upset with you for ridiculous reasons, and it's up to us to decide whether it was worth trying to make up with them or not. Oh, Rowan, that is very profound. We can decide what pain does to us. Yeah, 100%. Dream big, fill your heart with gratitude, focus on good things, forgive pain, learn every day, and show love for all of nature. That's my thoughts. Oh, I love that, Mystified. Oh, get rid of them, the treehouse. Nope. That is not something that we look for in a friend. That is a that is a user behavior. That is somebody who is a taker, and that is not somebody that you need in your inner circle. I don't think I could ever say that to anyone, let alone my friends. Like, I want you here for your energy. Are you kidding me? Oh, I got goosebumps. That filled me with not good energy there. Yeah, no. That's like saying you're only good to me because of, you know, this reason. You don't hold any other value. No. Not worth it. In my opinion, just on an outsider, I don't think that's right. I don't like it. I don't get a good vibe from that. You are valid in your feelings, and I don't think I could say that to my worst enemy, because again, why would I have them in my inner circle if they're my worst enemy? Like, what value does that hold? Oh God, I don't like any of it. No. Yeah, absolute energy vampire. And like, too, like, you can absolutely say, oh my gosh, you know, I love that you're my friend because you bring so much light and joy around when you come, and you have this way of, you know, uplifting me and bringing me up to your level, and I can, you know, I feel better when I'm around you, but at the same time, like, you know, I'm learning from you. Like, that's completely different, right? That's something I would love. Like, I get that a lot. Like, oh, you know, you like lift my spirits, that sort of a thing. But again, that's not, I only have you around because you lift my spirits. No, like, I have an actual relationship with my friends and my family. Like, it's a give and take. Somebody like that, it's only take for them. And I don't like that. You deserve better. Yeah, let them go so you can grow. Absolutely. Yeah, collective love sent. Yeah, that's not a friend. Yeah, you're better than that. Nobody owes you, or excuse me, you don't owe them anything, and you're right in your feelings. All right, with that being said, wow, we went over 2 hours today. I am excited for this. I think this will be great for daily pulls, and it was an interesting experience to see what cards came out and what, as a whole, we were thinking of and how it could be used. So, right, it did fly by. It really did fly by. You're so welcome. I really needed tonight. I am going to say that there was a chance that I wasn't going to be on tonight, just because yesterday one of our chickens is no longer with us. So It's been a rough couple of days, but I needed tonight. I needed to just kind of get my mind off of that. So, R.I.P. little Thelma. She was something. So anyway, that being said, thank you for your energy. Thank you for hanging out with me and just allowing me to take my mind off of things. And I'm so glad that you all enjoy this, because I do too. Oh, thanks, Misty. Yeah, thanks. You guys are really sweet. It does. I never really would have thought that I would be so emotional over, a chicken. Or earlier last year, I lost a fish. Never thought I would be that upset. But again, you're conditioned to be like, oh, it's just a chicken. Oh, it's just a fish. But they were our babies. And so we've just been keeping an eye on the other ones to see if it was, something that was spread or, but they're okay. She was part of a twin. So she had another one that looked just like her. They might have been part of the same brood. I don't know. But regardless, they were Thelma and Louise. And so Louise, we were keeping an eye on her today because those two were stuck at the hip. They were very much in tune with each other, and so today Louise was not doing very well. She she stayed back behind the other two today and was very you can just tell that she wasn't herself and she was depressed. But they're still eating, they're still doing their business, but she was not. It's so weird because you're like, she's a chicken. She can't. She's dumb. They're smart. They're smart, but they're so dumb at the same time. But yeah. So anyway, we're keeping an eye on them, and yeah, it's always rough when you lose a pet. Oh, you are so welcome, guys. Yeah. Thanks. She is. She's definitely it was one of those things where we noticed she was acting a little bit different, but it wasn't unnatural. She was holding back and she hung out. She found herself a nice comfy spot and then she didn't move from it. So I think that was kind of what was the most distressing, was that we just didn't know. And, had we known, maybe I always do that thing as I think of what I could have done. But at the same time, there really isn't anything we could have. Like, there are no signs, really. There's a few things that you could look out for, but as far as that goes, we just thought she made herself a nice little comfy spot. Oh, yeah, the telephone video. Absolutely. Thanks. Oh, spirit guardians. Absolutely. Oh, yeah. Loss is hard. No matter how small, right? Loss is always going to be hard. And I think it's how you pick yourself up from it, right? I think as long as we are grateful and thankful that we were able to spend however short amount of time we have with our loved ones, then it makes it worth it. Yeah, she's missing her bestie for sure. Oh my gosh, yeah. It's hard to process. And yesterday we were a wreck. We figured that, chickens, they're one of those animals where it's like, well, you never really know how long they can live. There's so many factors, right? So we kind of just assumed that, we would be okay with it whenever it happened, but you're never okay with it. Like, you understand that it's the circle of life and it's nature, but nature is metal, and you just never know. So but what I think is hard for us is just seeing how the other girls are acting, and yeah, it's difficult, but it was nice today. We were able to just kind of start doing business as usual, and yesterday was a processing day, so yeah, like I said, today I needed tonight to just kind of like divert my attention and distract me, but yeah, so thank you, I appreciate it, guys. Yeah, it was peaceful. I think it was, because yeah, they didn't bug her afterward either, because she was still good, you know what I mean, like there wasn't anything wrong with her. Yeah, they're all family. Yeah, absolutely. Oh, right, if you can't feel loss, yeah, that's borderlining something else. Yeah. All right, kids. I'm gonna call it a night. I'm so sorry, Lourdes. Yeah. Dash UK, I'm so sorry. I'm signing off, hun. Thank you for joining, though. Alright, thank you all for hanging out with me tonight. I appreciate each and every one of you. If you're interested in this Oracle deck, I have linked it below in the description box. And yeah, so thank you so much for your lovely words, and I appreciate you guys so much. Have a wonderful rest of your night. I will not be live Saturday. I have an event, so I will not be here Saturday. So check the community tab on Tuesday, and it'll have the poll for what we want to do for that live. So have a wonderful rest of your evening or your day, whatever part of the world you are on. Thank you so much, and I will see you in my next video. Bye-bye.